I know Russ my favorite player.
Yeah, I know it's 2024.
He about to explain why this year Russ is the best Russ ever been in his career. This is the most impactful Russ he's saying.
The guard's not even a shadow of the dominant player who terrorized the NBA in his final years in Oklahoma.
No cap. Triple-double in Oklahoma. Respect. Put respect on his
Washington
name.
Wizards.
Golden State against.
Oh, even Washington too.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Brody still has qualities that aren't typical of your average NBA
We ain't
player.
seeing the best,
Because
but the
let's
most
face it,
impactful.
no player who's capable of reaching
You know what I'm
the
saying?
elite at this level of basketball has a common mentality or skill set. Despite the media
Also,
campaign
man,
that
shout out to your boy, who made the video, Sports Crunch.
he's not a locker room detriment. He's not that
Nah, they
elite
wanted him
player
to be
they
a-
try
yo,
to
they
sell
wanted
us.
Russell to
But
be a
what is
locker room
clear,
bad guy so
he's
bad.
also not the most efficient guard, is he?
Nah.
In the corner to Westbrook for three.
Everybody missed
So,
threes, folks.
why
Stop
is
doing that,
Russell
bro.
Westbrook so important for the Denver Nuggets? Now, a lot of people, when they think about
As
Russell
Joker.
Westbrook, they think
As
about
Joker.
Oklahoma City Russ. In fact, a lot of people think that his prime ended when he left the Thunder. But nothing could be further from the truth. The second half of his season in Houston, along with James Harden, was incredible. And the season he played with the Wizards with
They
Bradley
was
Beal
alright.
was
The
also
season, they
incredible.
won like
But
OKC.
since his time with the
He was
Lakers,
hitting game
he
winners
just
and
hasn't been the
everything,
same.
OKC.
He seems to have lost his confidence. He doesn't seem to be having fun with the game anymore.
Part is that he's broken. He's defeated. Russell Westbrook has
Yo,
no
see, when I hate
confidence.
people say shit like defeated and broken and shit, you trying to talk about a man like character and like, come on,
Seems
broken,
that, in a way,
defeated.
his transition
No,
to
Lakers just had
ever-changing
that boy
modern basketball
fucked
just
up.
hasn't happened.
Lakers
but
was
all of his
buns.
problems boil down to one.
Let Jokic
his
get a
outside
hold of him.
shooting. We know Russell has never been a specialist. Yeah, he can't even say that he's been an average shooter at any point of his career. But his poor efficiency, coupled with the pressure of a big market like Los Angeles, ended up taking its toll. However, he seems to have reconverted his role. He looks like a much more dedicated defensive
Give me
player,
that,
and
yeah.
it seems that his contribution
Yeah,
can
he
be
plays D
positive
now.
if he's surrounded
Yeah, he
by the right
plays D.
players.
Hardest working sportscaster
Give me that.
in the nation.
He plays D.
Today, she's doing
So, for what reasons can we expect Russell Westbrook to end up being an important piece in Denver? The first is the most obvious. At this point, people don't expect a triple-double average from him. No one expects Westbrook to be a big impact player in 2024,
No.
regardless of
That's
where
for
he
him to
is.
feed
But
yo
there's a silver lining to that.
attack.
Because Russ has never had such a little pressure on his shoulders, it's gotta be tough to be one of the best players in the world and see your athleticism not allow you to do what you once could. It has to be tough to watch defenses stop adjusting to you because of your inefficiency. It has to be tough to be one of the most criticized players in the league. But
Yeah,
if
I
one thing
swear.
is clear,
Him and
it's that
LeBron,
Westbrook should be past this phase
they be
by
on
now.
his daytime.
Because honestly, this has been happening to him for years. And far from hanging up his boots, he seems to be as motivated as ever. It seems silly, but the absence of pressure is an
Give
aspect
me that.
that most players respond positively to. And while Russ was one of those exceptions to whom that added pressure
Bro,
didn't affect
I'm
him,
not even gonna keep it
it's
100
true
with
that
y'all,
the
bro. I
progression of
think
his
Russ
game
top
has
8
also
point guard of all
changed,
time.
in part,
That's
his
just me.
mentality. However, the second reason
That's just
Westbrook
me.
may end up thriving in Denver may be the most important. Nikola Jokic was the one who wanted him to come to Colorado.
I've been told that
Yeah.
Nikola Jokic has been pushing behind
wanted
the
him
scenes
there.
to get
What that mean when
Westbrook to Denver.
a two-time
And he made that clear from
MVP,
the start of free agency. If
NBA
there's-
champion want you there? People talk about you selfish. He not good no more. Retire. The two-time MVP champion wanted him. What are you talking about?
There's one thing the
Man,
Joker
Russ
knows from
name,
the
man.
dozens of times he's gone up against the former MVP, it's that Russ is a tremendously dedicated player. An attitude like his should always be welcomed in a locker room, from the way he mentors the younger players to the way he protects them. Let's not forget
sure.
that just a few weeks ago, Westbrook lashed out at Rudy Gobert after the Frenchman shoved Christian
Yeah,
Braun
we
in
ain't
an
going for
ugly-
that. Fuck on Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert trying to be tough with the little kids. He won't be tough with Draymond though.
Behold,
Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max.
this is so cool.
It's just the beginning. The ultimate.
Why you ain't do that with Draymond? Why you ain't do all
He
that
knows
with
he's no longer
Draymond?
the focus of the offense, he's just a compliment. But his ego knows it too. His personality, regardless of his production,
Man,
is
stop freezing up,
perfect.
bro. Come on, what the fuck going on, man?
But his ego knows it too. His personality, regardless of his production, is perfect
The
for an
same,
NBA team.
I swear.
Plus, the modern league
That
is
nigga
one that
mentality
requires
is
great
like, bro.
aggressiveness. You need feisty players who will do the dirty work if you want to get far in the playoffs. And Brody's a player who doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. But if one thing is certain, it's that the leader of the team wants you on the roster. That's always a good sign.
Yes,
The third reason is very simple and at the same time very powerful.
Russell?
What was the last Nuggets caliber team that Westbrook has been a part of? I'd venture to say that last year's Clippers.
Wait. Nah, hell nah, because Kawhi always hurt Paul George. Nah, hell nah. When he had like a Jokic and then a Jamal Murray. Okay, see, we had KD. Championship. Let me know in the comments when y'all think the last time he had a team like the Nuggets, bro. Y'all think it was like, what y'all think it was, bro? Y'all think it was the Clippers, the Rockets? I think it was OKC back in the day.
Didn't have such a strong team despite the names on the roster.
What's up?
Mavericks on the second
Clippers
round.
won that game.
And the Lakers, in part because Russell took up so much of their payroll, were never really competitive. It's clear that the Wizards were nothing more than a mid-table team in the Eastern Conference, and that those Rockets, although they were very good, can't compare to a team that has a 3-time reigning MVP in the league.
Thanks, bro. It's
in
like,
fact, if we're honest, not even the Thunder after Durant's departure were anywhere near that level.
No, it was when
so we're
KD
probably
was
talking
there.
about this being the best team Westbrook's been on in almost a decade.
For sure.
A group of players that can help him mitigate his weaknesses and strengthen, well, his strengths.
Jokic ahead, Westbrook gonna ride it home. He goes!
Because also, one thing the Nuggets have is a lot of chemistry. The players that come into the rotation have been in the system for a long time. They're usually players who have been there for years and know the culture. They know Malone's game plan. They know in depth the style of play of their teammates. Just as this happened with Christian Braun, it's happening now with Peyton Watson or Julian Strother. Westbrook's arrival is an exception, and after overcoming his adaptation period, he can offer many positive things for Denver. And if one thing's certain, it's that the Nuggets aren't crowded in their backcourt. There are basically only 4 guards in the rotation. Jamal Murray, Christian Braun, Julian Strother, and Russell Westbrook.
For sure.
Not only is the former MVP
Not
guaranteed minutes, but he's also guaranteed opportunities to excel. He has a unique profile. We know he doesn't prefer shooting from the outside, which is incredibly detrimental to his offense, but we also know he's
detrimental to his offense. You ain't had to say it like that, bro.
Tremendously on the
You
defensive
gotta
end.
do Russell like that. Give me that shit, bro. We're not going for that.
From behind by Westy.
We know he's a decent slasher, and we know he's a great playmaker with limited volume. And this kind of stuff shouldn't be taken for granted, because these aren't attributes you can find in any guard either. In fact, the last few draft classes have been loaded with scoring guards. So Westbrook has qualities that his teammates haven't mastered either. But one thing's true. If his efficiency doesn't improve, it's hard for these aspects to rebalance the scales.
I was sure he gotta
Let's
stop
talk about
shooting
what's
that
probably
bullshit,
the most
man.
important factor.
Real shit.
The Nuggets.
That
The
off the
Nuggets
fadeaway
need
jumper
Westbrook.
midi. Why you
We all
shoot
know the
that
team's
shit?
owners didn't want to get into the second apron. We know that their maneuverability was incredibly limited by the new CBA restrictions, so Denver barely had any money to attract free agents. I mean, what the heck, they didn't even have money to re-sign Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. But Russell's at a stage in his career where he's looking for the fit over money. In fact, the last few contracts he signed now shows us that his financial security is assured regardless of what he gets for the rest of his NBA
Russell own
career.
everything in LA.
So Denver was able to lure him in at a very low price. They had to turn things around after their elimination to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second round of the playoffs last season.
They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals.
They had to turn around a project that was hanging on by a thread, and Westbrook was one of the best options. They need him to produce, though. As bad as his season has been in terms of efficiency,
I think they got Russ
the
up
Nuggets
for the
have won all
next
3
year.
games in which
Like
Westbrook has been shooting.
Indiana was going
In fact,
against
he's
them,
been
cooking on Reggie Jackson and Jamal Murray. Them, they ain't had an extra gear like Russell. Like Russell got an extra gear to make Indiana was run too.
But
Like you
it's
gonna
true
run
that
too,
the
buddy.
guard seems to have only 2
Not
ways.
just on offense.
Either play well or not at all. There are no grays when you look at his game log. Is that if they can get the good version of Westbrook on the court more regularly, he can become that important player that's able to change games from the bench.
Sexton is checking Russell Westbrook. Alley-oop to Westy, and he puts it away.
Finally, as most NBA fans know, is that this is his last chance. 36 years old
Last
and with
chance.
16 years
Man,
under his
you
belt,
goofy as hell.
Westbrook's not going to be around
Bro,
much
Russ
more.
gonna be in that bitch
In fact,
240,
it's likely
facts.
that this 2-year deal in Denver will be the last of his career.
No.
Either by his own decision or by a decision forced by his deteriorating athleticism.
Is you crazy, bro? Russ gonna be in the league until he's 40. Bet your money. So who gonna bet me in the comments? Somebody trying to bet me in the comments? He gonna be in the league until he's 40.
Something that happens to all players.
No.
But if Westbrook falls out of Denver's rotation, something that seems unlikely considering the lack of guards in the rotation, that could mean the end of his career.
Oh yeah, if he falls in the rotation for sure, he done. But I don't see him falling out the rotation. Is you goofy? Look, man, like, comment, subscribe, bro. I want to see more videos like this, man. Let me know in the comments, bro. NBA season is on the way. So I said on the way. It's underway. So hey, the games are going. Just let me know in the comments what y'all want to see me react to, and I'm seeing this, man. No cap.